everyone, welcome to the channel. Today, we're jetting off to a place that's basically a real-life fairy tale. Salzburg, Austria, home of Mozart, schnitzel bigger than your head, and scenery so gorgeous it'll make you want to yodel from the mountaintops. Cobblestone streets, buildings that look like they're straight out of a Disney movie, and history around every corner. So buckle up, buttercups, because we're about to dive headfirst into the top 10 places you absolutely cannot miss in Salzburg. Trust me, you'll want to add this city to your travel bucket list ASAP. First stop on our Salzburg adventure, the big kahuna, the head honcho, the one and only Hohensalzburg Fortress. This isn't just any fortress, people, it's one of the largest and best preserved medieval castles in all of Europe. Perched high on a hill overlooking the city, this fortress is like something straight out of a storybook. You can get to the fortress by foot, but trust me, your calves will thank you if you take the funicular. It's a quick ride with spectacular views. Once you're up there, prepare to be blown away by panoramic views of Salzburg that will make your jaw drop. Don't forget to explore the fortress itself. There are museums, courtyards, and even a puppet museum, because why not? And if you're lucky enough to be there during the summer, catch a concert or performance in the courtyard. Next up, we're waltzing on over to a place that's practically dripping in elegance and romance. Mirabell Palace and Gardens. Built in the 17th century by a prince for his beloved, this place is like stepping into a real-life fairy tale. The gardens are the real showstopper here, folks. Perfectly manicured hedges, vibrant flower beds bursting with color, and fountains that'll make you want to grab your rubber ducky and jump right in. Don't actually do that, though. You'll recognize the Pegasus Fountain instantly. It was featured in the classic movie The Sound of Music. Take a stroll through the Dwarf Garden, where you'll find a collection of, you guessed it, dwarf statues. And don't miss the Rose Garden, which is filled with over 100 varieties of roses. Before you leave, make sure to snap a photo of the palace with the Hohensalzburg Fortress looming majestically in the background. Get ready to be dazzled by some serious architectural grandeur, because our next stop is the Salzburg Cathedral. This imposing dome-topped beauty is considered one of the most significant churches in Austria and a prime example of Baroque architecture at its finest. Step inside and you'll be greeted by a breathtaking interior filled with soaring ceilings, ornate stucco work, and stunning frescoes. This cathedral has seen its fair share of history, you guys. It's been destroyed and rebuilt several times over the centuries, and it even survived World War II mostly unscathed. Music lovers, listen up! This is also where Mozart was baptized and served as organist. How cool is that? If you're feeling ambitious, climb the South Tower for incredible views of the city. Calling all music lovers! Our next stop is a pilgrimage site for fans of the one and only Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, his birthplace. This is where the musical genius himself was born and spent his early years composing some of the most iconic pieces of music ever written. Walking into Mozart's birthplace is like taking a step back in time. The house is now a museum, and it's filled with fascinating artifacts from Mozart's life, including original manuscripts, portraits, and even his childhood violin. One of the coolest things about this museum is that it really gives you a glimpse into what life was like for a middle-class family in 18th century Salzburg. Plus, you'll leave with a newfound appreciation for Mozart's incredible talent. And hey, if you're feeling inspired after your visit, why not tickle the ivories yourself? There's a piano in the museum that visitors are welcome to play. Get those credit cards ready, folks, because our next stop is Getreidegasse, Salzburg's most famous shopping street. This charming pedestrian street is a shopper's paradise, with everything from designer boutiques to traditional craft shops. But even if you're not in the mood to max out your credit card, Getreidegasse is worth a visit for its unique charm alone. The street is lined with narrow, tall houses, each with its own wrought iron guild signs hanging overhead. Keep your eyes peeled for number 9, Getreidegasse, that's where Mozart was born. And don't forget to pop into some of the traditional shops for a truly unique souvenir. Come December, Getreidegasse transforms into a magical Christmas market, with twinkling lights, festive decorations, and the scent of roasted chestnuts filling the air. Get ready to laugh your lederhosen off because our next stop is Hellbrunn Palace and its infamous trick fountains. This 17th century palace was built as a summer residence for the Prince Archbishops of Salzburg, and let me tell you, These guys knew how to party. The trick fountains are the highlight of any visit to Hellbrunn. They're hidden all over the gardens, just waiting to spring into action and soak unsuspecting visitors. Imagine walking through a beautiful garden, admiring the flowers and the statues, when suddenly, bam! A jet of water shoots out from a seemingly innocent-looking deer statue. Or maybe you'll find yourself sitting down to a leisurely lunch at a stone table when, surprise! Water erupts from the seats, sending you running for cover. It's all in good fun, of course, and the fountains are sure to bring out your inner child. Just don't say I didn't warn you about the waterworks. After you've dried off, take some time to explore the palace itself. It's a beautiful example of Renaissance architecture, and the interior is just as impressive as the gardens. Get ready to step back in time, folks, because our next stop is St. Peter's Abbey, one of the oldest monasteries in the German-speaking world. This Benedictine abbey was founded all the way back in the 7th century. That's older than your grandpa's favorite sweater. Over the centuries, St. Peter's Abbey has played a major role in the religious, cultural, and intellectual life of Salzburg. It's been a center of learning, a place of worship, and even a refuge during times of war. One of the most fascinating things about St. Peter's Abbey is its incredible cemetery. This isn't your average graveyard, folks. It's considered one of the most beautiful cemeteries in the world, with ornate tombs, lush greenery, and breathtaking views of the fortress. And if you're a fan of The Sound of Music, you'll recognize the catacombs, which were featured in the movie's iconic escape scene. Don't worry though, no need to hide from the Nazis here. Make sure to check out the Abbey's church as well. It's a stunning example of Baroque architecture, with a lavish interior that's sure to take your breath away. This place is a true gem of Salzburg's history. Calling all history buffs and culture vultures, our next stop is the Salzburg Museum, where you can dive headfirst into the rich history and cultural heritage of this fascinating city. Housed in the Neue Residence, a former Prince Archbishop's palace, the Salzburg Museum is packed with artifacts, artwork, and exhibits that tell the story of Salzburg from its earliest days to the present. You'll learn about the city's Roman roots, its role as a powerful archbishopric, and of course, its connection to Mozart. One of the coolest things about the Salzburg Museum is its interactive exhibits. You can try on traditional costumes, listen to music from different eras, and even create your own Mozart masterpiece, or at least try to. And don't forget to check out the museum's panoramic terrace for stunning views of the city. Ready for some fresh mountain air and jaw-dropping views? Then lace up those hiking boots, folks, because we're heading to Untersberg, the majestic mountain that looms over Salzburg. You can take a scenic cable car ride to the top, which offers breathtaking panoramic views of Salzburg, the surrounding mountains, and even parts of Germany. If you're feeling adventurous, there are also plenty of hiking trails to explore, ranging from easy strolls to challenging climbs. And for the truly daring, there's even a network of caves to discover. According to local legend, Untersberg is home to a mythical emperor who sleeps inside the mountain, waiting for the right time to awaken and restore peace to the world. Whether you prefer to take in the views from the comfort of the cable car or work up a sweat on the trails, a visit to Untersberg is an unforgettable experience. Our final stop on our Salzburg adventure takes us to a place of peace, tranquility, and breathtaking views. Kapuzinerberg, a hill on the opposite side of the Salzach River from the fortress. Now, you can reach the top by car, but I highly recommend taking the scenic route and hiking up the hill. It's a bit of a workout, but trust me, the views are worth every step. As you wander along the wooded paths, you'll feel a million miles away from the hustle and bustle of the city. The air is fresh, the birds are singing, and the only sounds you'll hear are the crunch of leaves beneath your feet and the gentle ringing of the bells from the nearby Capuchin monastery. Speaking of the monastery, be sure to stop by and pay your respects. It's a working monastery, so be respectful of the monks and their way of life. And before you head back down, take a moment to soak in the views from the lookout point. You'll be rewarded with a stunning panorama of Salzburg's Old Town, with the fortress standing majestically in the background. Well, folks, that's a wrap on our whirlwind tour of Salzburg. We've explored ancient fortresses, wandered through charming gardens, and even gotten soaked by some mischievous fountains. I hope you've enjoyed this little virtual vacation to Salzburg as much as I have. Don't forget to like this video if you're already dreaming of your own Salzburg adventure, and subscribe to the channel for more travel tips and inspiration. Until next time, keep on exploring.